Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is the Trio Lunatics presenting episode 3 and 4, for today only, of the greatest talk show in the world. Red, white, and black. It's the Trio of Lunatics. How's everybody doing today? This is Red, White, Black of the Trio of Lunatics saying, I have a lot of catching up to do, so let's go ahead and get into it. So let's talk wrestling. Now let's get into the season premiere of Monday Night Raw and Friday nights now Smackdown. So let's just go ahead and start off with Monday Night Raw. So immediately, Monday Night Raw feels fresh. It has new music, it has a new set, it has a new intro, and yes, it has new commentary. And most importantly, Pyro returns. So the show starts off with pyrotechnics, and immediately after all that, the new set, it looks weird, but I mean it's different. It looks like a damn vert skateboard ramp. It looks like something Tony Hawk would skate his ass off on. So, and like I said, it was just something fresh. It felt like a new setting. But so yeah, immediately after the intro of the program, Rey Mysterio comes out in street clothing. So you would think that they would start the season premiere off with the Universal title match, but no, that's not how it started off. Because he comes out in street clothing, and so he comes out to the ring and grabs a microphone, and he starts talking about how he's so excited about being in this title match against Seth Rollins, and he was just doing a lot of PR, and his son Dominic was in the ring, and he was dedicating his match to his son, saying that he was going to try to bring the Universal title to the Mysterios. So, he said a bunch of crap, and Brock Lesnar comes out. So immediately we all confused already, so we don't know why this guy's coming out. So Brock Lesnar comes out to the ring, and Paul Heyman begins to talk, and I think he snatches the microphone out of Paul Heyman's hands, and I don't know, it was just weird seeing Brock Lesnar in the ring. So I'm like, well, what's your beef for Rey Mysterio? So he gets upset that he did what he did to Paul Heyman, and he F5s him, and Rey Mysterio is left on the ground looking vulnerable or whatever. And then Brock Lesnar sees that his son's just in the crowd, so he marches over, goes over there, and pulls his son out of the crowd and start beating the hell out of him. Who, by the way, Dominic is a lot taller than his father, so it's kind of weird for me saying that, but he beats the hell out of his son, and he F5s his son right in front of Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio grabs Brock Lesnar and tells him, please stop hurting my son. So he F5s him again, and then Brock Lesnar pretends to walk away with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is begging Brock Lesnar, please, stop doing this. So he marches back to the ring as soon as he gets like halfway up the ramp, and then starts beating the hell out of them some more. So he F5s Rey Mysterio again. And what's weird about this was that, okay, they brought out a stretcher for Dominic. Of course, who was selling? His father, Rey Mysterio, was not selling. He no-sold the 2 F5s he received, and he was back on his feet in no time to escort Dominic out of the set. And that was your intro, and I think it went to commercial after that. The next match was Sasha versus Alexa. A match, I think we've seen this match before. It was a really long time ago. I could be wrong, but so Sasha Banks versus Alexa Bliss. The only thing memorable about this match is that Sasha pulled on Alexa tights. That's it. And she cheated to win. I think that was like a 5 to maybe 7 minute match, probably a little longer. But that's how the match ended. Let's see, the next match was Heavy Machinery versus Ziggler and Roode for the Raw Tag Team titles. Nothing memorable went on. Otis got the hot tag, and I gotta say, man, this dude is hilarious. I can see something with Otis. Tucker really is not showing too much of a personality other than just being a wrestler, but Otis is hilarious. The whole thrusting and stuff like that, I think that is really funny. But yeah, Ziggler and Roode won with a glorious DDT, and that was enough about that match. Nothing memorable. Um, so the Miz had his TV show. Miz TV came out, and Hogan and Flair was there. Now, I think this is the first time Hogan has been on Raw since his return, and Ric Flair, since this is his return back ever since he tried to sue the WWE for using the man motto that he's claimed made famous. Uh, let's see. So apparently, yeah, Hogan and Flair, they tease having a match, which nobody wants to see, especially at this point in age. It just looks stupid. Hogan admitted that they're no longer spring chickens, which I thought was hilarious and quite, you know what I'm saying, right on. Like, it was exact. They are no longer spring chickens and don't deserve to be in that damn ring with one another. So I'm glad that match never got started. But that did sound like something they would do for Crown Jewel #2, which I'm glad they didn't. So instead of that, it was announced that they would be having 5-on-5 traditional tag team match there, like a Survivor Series type style match going on there, and they're the team captains. Well, they managing the team that will have team captains. So they each brought out their team captain, and Hogan decided to go with Seth Rollins as his team captain, and Ric Flair decided to go with Randy Orton as his team captain. Now, that's about it. That was about it for that segment. I think what was that? Afterwards, Barry Corbin came out, and I guess supposedly he was also on Team Flair, and they started a beatdown on Seth Rollins. I think Rusev came out to make the save, and that shows you your first two teammates for both opposing teams. So nothing exciting. I'm just gonna go ahead and ramble on this because Monday Night Raw was not very exciting whatsoever. Let's see, the Viking Raiders versus the OC again for like the 17th time. The Viking Raiders won with nothing memorable happened. Cesaro versus Ricochet again. Cesaro, I think, only won once against Ricochet. Maybe, I could be wrong. But Ricochet won again. No crazy spots happening or nothing like that. It's just the same opposing match they've been having. Bray Wyatt and his Funhouse was next. The only thing that happened that was quite memorable was that the fact that Bray Wyatt killed the rabbit. Well, he was showing a little small model of what would happen in Hell in a Cell, like a little small preview of what would happen. I think the dinosaur bit the rabbit and killed him. So that was that. Alexander versus AJ Styles for the United States title. Of course, Styles wins again. I don't get why they buried Cedric Alexander the way they have, but again, it was a very short match. They showcased a couple of spots, but other than that, it was just very short. Lacey Evans versus Natalya. Again, Lacey Evans won, and after that, took out Natalya with a woman's right. And I think, Rusev laid out a challenge to Rollins, and I'm guessing Rollins accepted because the match was made official behind curtains. Rusev, here's what happened, and this was the last match. The match went on for a short period of time, and then it started getting into it a little bit. The only thing I remember was that Seth Rollins went jumped off the apron from the ropes to land a move, and Rusev caught him mid-air with a super kick. That's the only thing I remember. Rusev caught Rollins mid-air with a super kick, and it looked kind of botched because it didn't even look like he really hit him. Uh, After that happened, shortly after that happened, Bobby Lashley came out. He made his return, so I'm thinking he's gonna go down there and announce maybe that he's another member of Team Flair. But no, that's not what happened. He keeps signaling for somebody to come out, and I no idea what it was for or who it was, but eventually Lana came out, and after that happened, excuse me, I already knew what was gonna happen once Lana came out. So you know what I'm saying. He started touching on his wife and stuff like that, and eventually they led to a lip lock. Thinking that Rusev was gonna go down there and interrupt that and just start whooping Bobby Lashley's ass. No, he just stands there and watch, and it was just very, very awkward. And they was making out for a very long time, and he's just still standing there watching, not moving a muscle. So I'm thinking, yeah, this is dumb. And then again, the Fiend comes out and chokes out Rollins, which is what's been happening for the past couple of weeks, and it's getting old. Not it got old, it's getting old. So very forgettable episode of Raw. It was the season premiere of Raw. You would think that this show would start off with a bang. No, it was a very forgettable episode of Raw, and wasn't really looking too forward to what would happen on Friday because of this. They starting to treat Raw like it's second best, and I'm going to expect that because of Fox buying out Smackdown and them spending a lot more money for that show than USA has been spending for Monday Night Raw. So again, nothing memorable. Just everything was just a little newer, fresher, and that's about it for Monday Night Raw. Now, let's go ahead and switch over to Friday Night SmackDown. Now, Friday Night SmackDown is still only 2 hours. It's not live anymore, which everybody did love. It's going back to Friday nights. And SmackDown has been bouncing around a lot. First it was on Thursday, then Friday, then they moved it. I don't know. They just keep moving it. So hopefully this is a permanent spot for SmackDown, and that is no longer live. So again, everything is fresh, new set. They spent all this money on the new set, you can tell. For some reason, or should I say for no reason, Vince McMahon and Stephanie McMahon come out just to say, welcome to Fox. That's it, and then they cut into their new intro. So Becky Lynch starts off SmackDown with Baron Corbin. Now Becky Lynch comes out first and saying and gloating about her success. I can't stand Becky Lynch. Comes out, start gloating about her success and how it started with SmackDown, blah 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 blah. And Baron Corbin comes out and he starts talking about how he's royalty and how Becky Lynch is nowhere near in comparison to him, and things like that. Then The Rock comes out, somebody else I'm not excited to see. Now I will say this: The Rock is funny. The Rock will always be funny, but I was never too big of a Rock fan neither. So The Rock comes out and started an STD chant, which was funny. He called him he said something about a Burger King. I don't know. He called him a Burger King something. He just said a bunch of stuff that just made me laugh. He called him a reject on crack or something. It was just really funny. But yeah, and Becky Lynch joined in and started saying some of The Rock's catchphrases, and they beat the crap out of him, and Leg drop, people's elbow, rock bottom, end of segment. So he started STD chant, and it was just hilarious. I just thought that whole segment was just a little funny. So after that, Becky stayed in the ring because shortly after that was going to have to match. So it was Becky and Charlotte, who I'll remind you are not friends and shouldn't have gotten along at all in this match, versus the reformed Boston Hug Connection, Sasha Banks and Bayley, who are now heels. Uh, Becky and Charlotte won the match. It was a very short match. Uh, a step down from what they did a few weeks ago, or I say a couple weeks ago on Raw. They had a damn good match, but this match was not even second best of that. It was very short and short, sweet, and to the point. So they lost. The only thing I'm gonna say about this is that this heel turn for Bayley should have refreshed her character. I'm sick of this stupid wavy inflatable two arm failing man, whatever the fuck you want to call him. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of her music. I'm sick of the damn lights. I'm sick of clothing. I'm sick of the stupid ponytail. They should do a total reboot of her character now that she's a heel. That's why I thought that what was gonna happen once she struck Becky Lynch with the chair, but it never really happened. So maybe it's a slow turn. I don't know, but they need to go ahead and do something about that. So after a moonsault from the top rope to the outside on Sasha and Bayley, she throws both Bayley back in the ring and gives her a finger 8 and taps her out. So Bayley taps out. So that's a clear sign that they're going to put that belt on Charlotte. I'm sorry. Then we got Rollins versus Nakamura. Now, this match happened for the first time last year at Survivor Series and not marked out. This was a dream match, and that last year it was a pretty good match, but this match was never that. This match was interrupted again by the Fiend. So after a spot, Rollins ran up the ramp to try to get away from the Fiend. The Fiend shows up and fingers him again. So this is like the fourth or fifth fingering that Rollins has gotten in a row. Again, I'm got older. It's getting old. I'm getting tired of it. So match number 5 was Kevin Owens versus Shane. It was a ladder match, and I think both their careers was on the line. This was a spot filler match. Very short ladder match. Probably one of the shortest ladder matches I've ever seen in my life. Shane was using a ladder. He did a drop kick on the ladder to Kevin Owens and put him on the announce table pretty quickly. Did a leap of faith elbow. After that, it was a coast to coast with the ladder. Then after that, like it was just back to back spots and they were very quick. Then after that, it was a power bomb on the ladder from Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon to determine the winner, which was Kevin Owens. He grabs down the briefcase, whatever it is that's in there. I don't know, piece of paper saying they're your father. I don't know. Then afterwards, he picks up Shane McMahon and says, "You're fired," and gives him a Stone Cold Stunner. So that was the end of this feud, and hopefully this is the end of us seeing Shane on TV more frequently because, again, it got old. A lot of things are getting old. I'm sorry if I'm saying that a lot. Then it was what's this? 8-man tag that was next. Yes, it was The Miz, Braun Strowman, and Heavy Machinery versus Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode, Randy Orton, and AJ Styles. It's just weird, awkward teaming up of superstars from both brands, and again, it didn't work. I think what did happen? I'm looking at my notes. I think they was beaten. I don't remember. What did happen? Well, anyway, The Miz and Braun Strowman, along with Heavy Machinery, won this match. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I'm so dumb. Tyson Fury, that's what happened. was in the audience because, again, this is Fox. It's not on a sports network, so there's going to be a bunch of athletes on the show that has nothing to do with them. So another UFC crossover, or boxing crossover, I should say. Uh, Tyson Fury was there. He was in the audience, and he was watching the match, and I guess he didn't like how, I think that was Styles, how he was shoved into, not Styles, it was Ziggler. He didn't like how Ziggler was shoved into him by Braun Strowman, and then he tried to jump the guardrail thinking that he was going to go in there and beat up Braun Strowman, and again, that's all that happened. Security escorted Tyson Fury out the building, and that was that. So I'm guessing that later on down the line it's supposed to be a match between Tyson Fury and Braun Strowman, which again I'm not excited about. So let's go ahead and scratch that off. Let's see. Yeah, so day one that match. Then Roman versus Rowan again, and this time it was a lumberjack match. So very unforgettable match. The lumberjacks really didn't get too much involved. Harper and Bryan at the end of the match got involved, and Rowan. I'm sorry. Before that, Rowan dived onto the lumberjacks outside the ring to get to Rowan, and that was probably the only memorable thing about it. Yeah, Harper and Bryan got involved, and Bryan helped out Roman Reigns, and again, that was that. And now it's main event time. Now, this match, they didn't have too much time left, so we knew this match was going to be short. This match absolutely pissed me off. We all knew that Brock Lesnar was going to win this match. Everybody knew Brock Lesnar was going to win this match. It was how he won the match. The match started. Ding, 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 ding. An advertisement for Ghost Recon popped up at the bottom of the screen. Brock Lesnar quickly, immediately picks up Kofi Kingston and gives him one F5. 1, 2, 3. Ding, 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 ding. The match was over. The damn advertisement wasn't even off screen before the match was over. So, very short WWE title match that the whole program was built around. It pissed everyone off. It really did. But what happened after the match, I'm not a big UFC fan, so of course I have no idea who it was that came down to that ring, but apparently some guy named Cain Velasquez, I hope I'm saying his name right, came down to the ring with Rey Mysterio, and he beat up Brock Lesnar momentarily before he tucked his tail and ran. Now, I looked into this. Cain Velasquez is a UFC fighter, a damn good one from what I heard, and he was the one that knocked Brock out, that made him come back to the WWE, I'm guessing. So, UFC crossover once more. I'm not sure how Dana White took this. I gotta look back into my notes to see exactly what he said. I think if he did say something, he did say something. But that was Friday Night Smackdown. Your premier Friday Night Smackdown main event ended in a 9-second WWE title match. They treated Kofi Kingston like a complete joke. And that was Friday Night Smackdown on Fox, the very first episode. So with that said, it was very unforgettable Monday Night Raw and a very frustrating Friday Night Smackdown. Join me later on today where I'll be doing Hell in a Cell review. I think that's pretty much all I got to say about Friday and Monday. So be looking forward to next Monday and next Friday for another review. Possibly, I don't know whether or not if we're going to be doing Friday or Monday. Probably another pay-per-view. Night of Champions still would be coming out. I had a little issue with the computer to where it got lost again, and so be on the lookout for that, even though it's far past that. So Hell in a Cell would be next. in the next episode of WWE All Day. Excuse me. So be on the lookout for that. Nice. I guess that's it. So I want to thank you all for joining me on this late edition of WWE All Day with everybody black of the trio Lunatics. I will see you guys for Hell in a Cell later on in the day, and I want to thank you all for subscribing and supporting my channel the way you have been, and I guess that's it. I will see you all there, and don't forget one thing, to always to lunatize yourself. Peace.
Everybody got something to say. I wish they all go away so they can leave me alone. Never ask for nobody's opinion, so stay up out of my business, nigga, mind your own. Everybody got something to say. I wish they all go away so they can leave me alone. That's right. I never ask for nobody's opinion, so stay up out of my